Fucking bamboozled.
Oh, fuck a duck. Okay.
Okay, whatever you do in Christmas is what you do.
Alright. Marcus, you're about to introduce Katie. Ready?
Ooh,
And are you ready?
This is a real talk
Ready to
show.
speak.
Shots fired and everything. I like this.
And go.
Manny's not in the frame.
Manny, get in.
Manny, get in the frame. Okay, cut.
That's really weird.
Okay. Katie, stop laughing.
Oh my gosh.
You guys were saying Manny, get in, so I was like, where are we going? Okay, sorry guys.
Take a, like,
I can't.
You can. Ready? I want to go home.
Brief.
I do too. Also, the paper's upside down. I don't know if you care.
I don't think they can read it.
Wow. Not for you.
Ready?
Oh, I thought it was upside down again. I was like, Shay, really?
Alright, and go.
And here we have Katie with how our findings pertain to the real world.
So for our article, we actually went over a study on how fraternities benefit from leadership programs. And essentially in the beginning of it, all it stated was how a lot of fraternities aren't investigated for positive reasons because Greek life is such a hot topic amongst universities. However, there are some programs in which help fraternities establish leadership within their inner circle and whatnot. A lot of the results found that people who held positions within office became
Okay,
leaders.
cut. Manny can't stop laughing, so we have to do it again.
You fuckers. Seriously?
I'm sorry.
Go home. You fuckers. I was almost done. Oh no. You jackasses. That's a blooper, you jackasses. Fuck.
Sorry. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Holy shit. Fuck you guys. Poor Marcus. Marcus, like, literally, I
Can
just
we,
want to
like,
go
get
home.
out of here, please.
I got
Okay.
this. I got this. So am I introducing her again?
No, we can use it.
We can use that. She didn't finish.
No, like we can use the introduction of Marcus.
But that'll be even that'll be kind of bad though, don't you think? That'll be like even more
Just
choppy
do it
than
all
everybody
over
else.
again.
Okay.
Both of you shut the fuck up and let me finish. Damn it.
Okay.
I was almost done.
We're sorry.
Fuck. We could have had that done in one.
Okay.
Shay.
Stop. Okay.
Husa. Yes.
Okay. Stop. You're laughing. You're making me laugh.
This is how this caught on. I was trying to get it together and then like it all
I
lost.
didn't think she was gonna really do it.
I was trying. Okay. Ready?
No.
Wusa. Everybody. Wusa.
I wasn't here for that.
Okay. Take 5.
All right, and here we have Katie with how our findings pertain to the real world.
So for when we came down to looking for research, we couldn't really find anything because a lot of Greek life research is done on a negative light, not really in a positive one. So we did finally find a study in which they investigated fraternities that had leadership programs instilled within their central offices. And so those programs found that a lot of members ended up becoming elected officials within their fraternities, and then went on to become leaders within whatever career path they chose. This was really hard for a study to conduct because it was a 10-year study, number one, and then on top of that, a lot of fraternities don't have these programs instilled, and so it was hard to do research for these people. However, they did, and it actually was very effective and beneficial because a lot of fraternities from that point decided to instill programs of leadership for their boys. And the study overall is an 86-page study that talks about sororities and how sororities also implement this program into their central offices. However, our main focus was fraternities within Greek life, so we only read through that part of the study. And overall, they felt that these leadership programs were important for undergraduate members of fraternities, not so much people who had graduated and gone on to their master's or graduate programs, because although they were already a part of Greek life and they had graduated, at that point you can't hold an elected position unless you're an undergrad. So overall, this study felt that these programs were very effective. However, not very many fraternities have them. So this study actually ended up helping these fraternities figure out that they needed to instill some kind of leadership program so that more research could be conducted on how fraternities benefit from leadership. So that's the end of my spiel. And now we'll go to Shay with the conclusion.
Okay, so basically the limitations that we had for this study was finding the time to do it where we could actually all get together and actually conduct the study, because that seemed to be our biggest problem at the time. And then plus the fraternity trying to find time for them because they have certain meeting times, so we had to make time for their certain meeting times. Things that we would probably do differently, we might just do like a one-on-one interview instead of a group interview. That might be a little bit more personal, and instead of letting them choose more than one option for each one, we might just let them choose one option overall. That kind of skewed our results a little bit. So those are some things that we might do differently for our next study if we do ever, have something like this again. All in all, I think that it was a really, really good study, and we learned a lot from just doing this with the fraternity, and it was actually really fun. We had a lot of laughs, and it was really good. Yep. Cut.
That's it. That's all we're gonna say. Cut. That's the end of it. We're just gonna cut it right there. The end.
Bye.
Bye, Felicia.
We could be like, thank you for watching this video, and then all say bye at the same time.
I was gonna say it's been real, and then just cut it off.
Bye.
Oh.
Just
There
drops
we
the
go.
mic. Drops pot on it.
Drop the paper.
Oh, that was so like, so much finesse.
Yeah, it's like,
So we're done.
Is that how I
I'm
see
so
it, bro?
done.
I like zoned out, so I don't even know what you said, but for real, like
I
if I were to
appreciate
pay
the honesty.
attention to you guys, I wouldn't be able to keep it together. So I was like staring at the window and I was like,
I was
Get
down
the
the
lights
fuck
back
out of
here.
here. I was like, wow.
I was like, we're almost done, we're almost done, we're almost done.
Fucking just like.
No, yeah, so I didn't pay attention to anything you guys said, so I don't even know how that done.
To be honest, I don't even know if our video was 8 minutes long because I don't know between the bloopers and everything else under the sun.
I'm pretty sure the bloopers will make it 8 minutes.
Okay, but isn't it our
Loopholes.
information that has to be that long?
Sure.
We did the video.
We did it.
Uh,
If it's like
At
7
this
minutes
point-
and 30 seconds, I don't think it's gonna be that big of a deal.
Well, I mean, most
And it's
of
not
it,
supposed to be 8 minutes. I think
I
it's
think-
supposed to be like in between 8 to
10.
whatever. Yeah.
I think
it's
all
like
of us
what?
stayed pretty true to like how long our things had to be,
26.
like our sections, so.
I don't even know how long I talked.
Okay,
I was
yeah.
just babbling on and on and on
Yours
and on
felt
and on.
pretty
and on.
long, so I think
Okay,
you're good.
cool. I was like, I really don't
I
even
don't
know
know.
what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm pulling shit out of my
How long
ass.
does yours have to be?
It's not. I'm pretty sure. I promise you,
Actually-
Martina did not read